Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T. from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Well, it's good to be back with you. The Brown Beauty is back on duty. Jesse T. It's time for the Jesse T. Show. And that's right, we're here every Monday through Friday from 5 to 6, lighting them up for you at 424-227-9461. We can pipe some calls through. If you decide to make a call, we welcome your input and your interest. Thanks a lot for sharing us out on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero and Instagram Live at Jesse Terrero. Also on the Power of Voices. That's our home base foundation at www.thepowerofvoices.com. And you can catch us there every day of the week. Archive shows as well. Look for Jesse T. as you go through the directory, and there's a whole bunch of shows there. There's something for everybody, and we hope you tune in to us every day here on the Power of Voices and the Jesse T. Show. Can't forget about other places that you can find us as we archive up. We are creating a YouTube channel, free subscription. Want you to check out there. I'm posting up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I'm going to post up about 1,000 videos of just crazy stuff that Dan the Man and I and others have been doing over the last couple of years. I just finally figured out how to post all that stuff up from Facebook to YouTube. It's actually pretty easy. It took me about 2 years to figure it out. Ah, yes, I found YouTube instructional videos. Oh, well, yeah, I know I'm slow go, but hey, once I find it, I go full speed ahead like the Energizer Bunny Rabbit. And we got to say hi to our friends on Twitter and LinkedIn. We're building that Twitter page too. That's one of our goals this year in 2018. And, of course, we're on Tumblr, Vimeo, and Skype and Messenger. That's how we're speaking to you from a long-distance location, an undisclosed location somewhere in the Southern California region where the skies are sunny blue, about 84 degrees today where I'm at, and it is getting warm already as we approach summer, which is just around the corner. Hope your air conditioners are working. And the beautiful Pacific Ocean to the west of us and the beautiful mountains to the east of us with a little snow on there. Hey, what better place in the world to live than Southern California? Well, it used to be a great place. There's just too many people crammed in to one package. It's like, you know, a sardine can. If you've ever opened up a sardine can and seen all those little baby sardines all squashed together, oh, I feel so sorry for them. They're little eyeballs. They feel so bad. We got to give them sardines a little room. But unfortunately, here in Southern California, we're getting all crammed in like sardines. I don't like sardines, actually. A lot of people like sardines. I used to go out there late at night at the beach and catch those little fish that would be coming in. You know, they had that the run of the, I think it was the run of the sardines or something like that. A couple times a year when the moon is right and the tide is perfect. Guppies, that's what they were. Guppies, yes. The guppy runs. They don't do that too much anymore. I think it's pretty much illegal to go do that. They have outlawed so many things here in California. It's unbelievable. But anyway, I just wanted to say, hey, what's up? How you doing? It's Jesse T on the air and everywhere from the community to the world, saying hi to our Instagram friends right over here to the left of me or the right of me or the right, left, right of me, and saying hi to our Facebook fans over here to the left of me, the right, left, right, left, right, left of me. Yes, they're already starting to chime in here. Thanks a lot, Milton Huezo and Arlene Mashang. I think I got that. Or McLean. There we go. Yes. You know, I'll totally screw your names up. You guys know that. I just do that all the time. Sergio Barriga. Thank you. Michael Lamanelli. I got that one right. Linda Fedeg. The Mama mama of Lisa French. I didn't know that. Just learned it recently. Christopher Klein has us on too as well. And Nazim Ahmed has us on. Thanks a lot, guys. I make a toast to you of my very, very heavy duty and very healthy water. This is alkaline water with cucumber and mint in it. Been soaking overnight. Man, it is good. I got like a gallon of this. Alkaline water, mint, and the cucumber. So refreshing and so natural. Yes, I'm sugar-free now for 4 weeks. 4 weeks I've been sugar-free. No sugar in my diet. That's right. I'm not even taking any salt in. I haven't been doing that for a couple of years for the most part, but I've really backed down on the sugar. I am a sugar addict. What can I tell you? I love sugar. We all do in this country. Any market you go into, you will find that when you turn the package over, you will see sugar, 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 sugar. What you used to think was natural and perfect and organic, just turn it over and read the back or the side in little print where they have the ingredients. It says sugar. Everything has sugar in it because most of the things that are in the store, if they didn't have sugar in them, we would go, it would be tasting terrible. It's the sugar that makes things right. Saying hi to Cav Plamosine. Oh, no, that one's a tough one, so I got to get the trusty Blue Clues microphone, Blue Clues microscope out. Yes, you thought I was joking. Blues Clues. Remember Blues Clues? Okay, that's Cavi Plimousin. Cavi Plimousin sort of reminds me of the Plimsouls. That was a LA rock band way back in the 1980s. Ronnie Gray has us on. Thanks. Very much. Not the guppies or the sardines. We used to go out to the Grunion runs, and we used to go out to Zuma Beach a couple of times a year and go out there because we'd like to take the girls out there when we were teenagers and freak them out, you know, the ones that wouldn't be paying any attention to anything, and all of a sudden the Grunion would be coming in and it would like freak them all out, and it was great because, you know, that was part of the master plan. Anyway, no sugar in the diet. When you turn those ingredients over and you read them, everything has sugar. Even the things you didn't think have sugar. I'll tell you 2 things you didn't think have sugar, they got sugar in them. One, I bet you don't even know how sugar is made. You know why it looks so white and pretty and so tasty? Because it's made that way. Actually, sugar comes from the sugar cane primarily. Of course, you got sugar beets. You can get sugar from a lot of natural fructose, but the sugar that we eat comes from the sugar cane, but it is not, you know, cut the sugar cane and turn the sugar cane over and the white sugar granules fall out. No. The sugar cane actually, it's the stalk. It's like a bamboo stalk, but it's solid. And what you do is you chop it down, and it's kind of brown, creamy brown, tintish color to it. And what they do is you can gnaw on that, and it won't hurt your body at all because it's not processed sugar, condensed and processed sugar. That's natural sugar. So you can gnaw on that all day long. It won't hurt you. It won't bust your glucose up. Your body will work with it right. Your pancreas, which controls your insulin, which controls your sugar, will work right with that, and you'll just be fine. But what they do is they chop all that sugar cane down, and then they put it in a big giant tank of hot water, and they basically just soak that sugar cane until all the vines of the sugar cane are separated. So it's like a mishy-moshy kind of mishmash kind of stuff, you know? Like when you put leaves in a bucket and you leave it there, it turns into like a mishy-moshy kind of stuff. It's real thick. And then what they do is they drain all of that water, that hot water that they put in there. They drain it off, and they have a machine that really rips apart the rest of the sugarcane stalk, and they pound it up and grind it down and pound it up and grind it down and pound it up and grind it down, and they drain it all off, and then they let it dry, and it dries in these big blocks, and they're kind of a creamy brownish kind of color. Then what they do is they take that substance and they put it into another vat, and that vat is filled full of water and bleach. Yes, water and bleach. The bleach that you kind of bleach your clothes with when you want to get your whites ultra white, right? Water and bleach. That's right. And what that does, it bleaches the brown, creamy, kind of brown tintish natural stock that's been pounded into a big block. It stains it white. It bleaches it white. Then they break it all up with another machine. It gets all broken up into those little fine granules that they have. And then when you taste it, it's not sweet because it's got that toxic bleach on it. It tastes like metal, industrial, stuff like when you go to an aluminum shop or a chrome shop where they're chroming bumpers and you got that smell in the air. It has that metally kind of smell taste to it, right? So what they then do is they take what is processed sugar already and they add it into that mixture and they mix it all up and they spray it with this kind of wet, another watery substance, which is very, 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 very sweet, syrupy kind of syrup, which is processed sugar, just put into a syrup form, and they smash it all up again, and then they put it in boxes, and they sell us the white sugar, and they sell it the powdered sugar, and they put sugar in all the foods that we eat, and everything. Yeah. That's sort of kind of the way they process sugar. So essentially, when you take sugar, it's very addictive, like what they did to tobacco. Tobacco leaf itself is not addictive. What's addictive is the narcotics that they sprayed into the tobacco leaf, the tobacco companies, because they wanted to addict you to buy their cigarettes. And that's what they did, the nicotine, right? And all the other carcinogens that are in there, they made you addicted to it, and so you bought it. The real natural tobacco tastes like tobacco, but it doesn't have the addictive substance to it, which makes you crave it. Well, that's what they do with sugar. So right from birth, when you're suckling off your mama's breast, you are basically becoming an addict, because if you take any other kind of food in, then what happens is you start ingesting sugar, and you start ingesting sugar your whole life. And so by the time you get to be my age, at 57 years old, by the time you get to be that age, you have ingested 57 years worth of sugar. And that is a lot of sugar that has to run through your system and get filtered out and break down. And that's why people have diabetes. That's why they have high blood pressure. That's why their kidneys go. That's why their liver goes, their pancreas, their lungs, their heart, their arteries, because it is being infiltrated for their whole life with a toxic substance that has a bleach in it. It's poison, actually, but it's so sweet and it's so tasty. It's addictive poison, just like cigarettes, addictive poison. So there you go. That's the story of sugar, and that's how we have sugar. Okay? So everything has sugar from the time that you're born. You're eating sugar. So any store you go into your favorite Whole Foods store, your favorite organic store. Turn the package around that you think is most organic, and you'll see sugar, and you'll see the other addictive one, which is salt. Lots of salt. Males my age, my height, 6 foot, 183 pounds. Pistol packing. Yeah, baby, pistol packing biceps. Hurrah, right? Yeah, well, I train all the time. But anyway, we should have no more than about 2,000 milligrams of salt a day. Well, let me tell you, one meal can be 2,000 milligrams of salt. You go to get those baby back ribs over at Outback Steakhouse, you probably ingested 12,000 milligrams of salt. And what salt does, it stays in your arteries, it stays in your heart, stays in your kidneys, because salt is an absorbent. What it does is it absorbs water. So what happens is the salt stays in you and it absorbs the water in your body, and our bodies are 95% water. So there you go. So you have your water being absorbed by salt, and you don't pass salt well. It takes a while for salt to get out of your body. Okay? So now all the water in your body becomes absorbed by salt. And so then consequently what happens is your nerve endings, your tendons, your ligaments, your muscles, your arteries, all of that need water. The cell structure needs water. At the micro level, the cell structure needs water, water and air, H2O and oxygen at the cell structure, the micro level. So if you have no water in your body, then you starve your cells. And when you starve your cells, you destroy your muscles, you destroy your tendons, and you destroy your nerve endings. Because nerve endings need water. And that's what neuropathy does. Because sugar and salt attacks your nerve endings, basically takes all the water, absorbs it out of your body, and that's not like you can go drink 14 gallons of water and replace it. No. Once they're damaged and they don't come back. So the trick is to get rid of the salt, get rid of the sugar in your diet, change your diet, and try to eat natural. Now, we all can't go out like a cow, like a chew cow, and go eat the ground, right? No, we can't do that. But you got to strive to be as natural in terms of no sugar and no salt that you can be. And it's addictive. That's just simple and sweet. It's addictive. We are all addicts in this country by the big chemical companies because they control the food, the drugs. They control our idea of what health means. They control the doctors and the medical schools. They control everything related to that. Okay, so there you go. You got the dissertation and the monologue from yours truly, Jesse T. in the World According to Zerero. Now you're straight on the point. Get rid of the sugar and salt and drink alkaline water because it doesn't have any fluoride in it. Okay, and that's another toxic substance that can take the chrome off a bumper hitch. It actually is an industrial cleaner. They started putting it in our drinking water across America. A lot of municipalities have gotten rid of it since the 1950s, but you never know who has it and who doesn't. If you want to know what's in your drinking water off the tap, call the water company and tell them to give you the ingredients that they keep in the water to keep it, bacteria free. It'll blow you away. So what I do is I get alkaline water that's heavy alkaline, pH 8.5, right in there, and then I add cucumbers and mint, or I'll add lemon and lime and cucumbers. It's a great, it gets rid of the toxicity in your body, but what it also does, it is so refreshing because all of a sudden your body gets good water with the right minerals and right vitamins and right nutrients in the water, and all of a sudden your cell structure is like below. So you can drink like 14 glasses of this. It's addictive because for the first time in your life, your body says, "Oh my goodness, that's what water should be tasting like. That's what it used to taste like. I want some of that." And that's what I drink when I'm running my Spartan races, my 5-mile races, and 21 obstacles under time. And that's what I drink. I have a 16-ounce container that's on my Warrior belt there, and it's got alkaline water in it. I start off with a couple little ice cubes in it. That melts down pretty good, and it's cucumber and it's mint because that's a natural stimulant and it gives you energy. So there you go. All right, so saying hi. Corey Fitz. Hey, Corey, what's happening? Crystal Carson's got us on. Thanks a lot, Crystal. Richard Shimura has us on. Thanks a lot, Richard, for checking in with Jesse T and the Jesse T Show. And I just gave a little dissertation of water and stuff. Now, the reason why I brought that up is because what do you think? I have a question for you, and this is my question. We're going to kind of go over the headlines of the news today. It's going to be kind of a light day, fun day, but I want to talk about Big Pharma. And I wanted to talk about, I got in a conversation the other night on Honey's Closet. That's a show that follows me on Tuesday night. And we got talking a little bit about autism. And one of the questions that I had about autism, she apparently has an autistic child. I didn't know that. But she's got a great organization that she started up for autistic children, for families that have autism, autistic people in their families, a 24-hour service. I should have got that number. What I'll do is I'll get that number for you and I'll post it up because autism is running at an all-time high. It's really, really gotten to the point now, and I didn't know this, that it's almost at epidemic levels. It's really blew my mind that there was that much autism. And so last night I was kind of searching around, learning about autistic. Scott Angrotti has us on. Hey, Scott, what's happening? He's got a brand new movie that he's coming out, a race car movie. It was posted up on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff, so I guess I can talk about. We got to get him in the show here. He did a great movie called Mayday. It's Max Cerce film, a Massimiliano Cerce film, a great film. Just some terrific people. Crystal Santos is in it. Scotty Angrotti is in it. Thanks a lot, Scotty, for having us on. And it was we saw the premiere last week, and also remember Eddie and the Cruisers. Come on now, you know who I'm talking about, right? Michael Pare, Eddie and the Cruisers. Yeah, he was in it, lead actor, did a great job, and we're going to get him in on the show too, the Jesse T Show. Hey, Scotty, so thanks a lot, Scotty, for checking in with us. Giovanna Salas is on, and we have Giovanna with us. Giovanna is the CEO of a terrific network entity here in town. She's got a big, huge show coming up here. We'll be talking more about that. It is terrific, and thanks a lot, Giovanna. She's such a successful entrepreneur. That's terrific. Izzy Camarillo has us on. Love you, man, too, man. You rock too, Scotty. I love it, baby. He's doing great, man. He went through that whole film, Mayday, and he did a great job. It was really cool. Very funny, very serious. Just played a great character, and he's got a cool movie, as I said, some speed racer type movie and racing movie, and I can't wait to see that. That's going to be kind of cool. All right, so the reason why I talked about sugar is because we're all addicts in this country, and we don't know it. We're addicts to caffeine, addicts to nicotine, addicts to sugar and salt. We are all addicts, and it's your job as an adult to not be an addict. That's right. It's just like a drug addict, just like an alcohol addict, sex addict, just like any addiction that you have, smartphone addict, whatever. Your job is to not be an addict, or to understand that you are an addict and to stop doing whatever behavior, because usually addictive behavior is not good behavior for your body, mind, and soul. But Big Pharma has a control over our country. Big Pharma, all the big biomedical companies. Did you know that Big Pharma supports all the medical schools in the United States of America, and they are the #1 donor to all the major medical schools, and that 3/4 of a doctor's study in the first 4 years of his career is learning how to put together the right chemicals and understanding the right chemicals for pills. That's right. For pills, because it's pharmaceutical, it's pharmacy, and if they give you the wrong combination, something that doesn't mix with that or something that doesn't mix with this, then what happens? They kill you, okay? Because those pills are very toxic substances that we take in. That's why a lot of germs today are beating the pills, because they've gotten smart. The bacteria has gotten smart, and it repels. And that's why our drugs have gotten more caustic, more toxic, more concentrated than ever before. In fact, we go to the doctors to take a pill for everything, and taking a pill for everything is not a good thing, when actually for thousands and thousands and thousands of years people used to heal themselves from the land, from the air, from the water, from the food. They used to get strong. When you think about people of the past, man, they were some strong guys and strong gals, because they didn't have any pills, didn't have any antibiotics. What they had is old town family recipes and remedies, and they understood herbs, and they understood plants, and they understood animals, and they understood water and fruits, and they understood how to defeat these things more natural way, and that made the body more sturdy and more strong. These were some tough hombres, man. They were some tough people, like the pioneers who crossed the United States of America, and they walked basically from St. Louis and to Kansas and Abilene across the Pioneer Trail. There were many Pioneer Trails. One of the most popular was following the Platte River in Wyoming all the way to the Oregon-California split. It was called the Fork, Twin Forks, on the other side of Wyoming, and that's where families would stop and say their final goodbyes, because they would never see each other again, because, you know, that's the way it was. But these people walked. It took them 6 months, and they had to be at Independence Rock by July 4th. If they weren't there by July 4th, that's why they called it Independence Rock, Wyoming. Then they got frozen in, because the winters of the Sierra Madres would kick in, and they'd get frozen. That's what happened to Donner and Donner's Pass. They didn't listen to, and they tried to push it, and they were late, and all that stuff. They just had a snafu that happened, sort of like what happened at Parkland. You see all this stuff about Parkland High School and anti-gun, anti-gun, anti-gun. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. People will kill people with knives like they do in England. People will kill people with bombs. People will kill people with cars like trucks. Like that old guy ran over all those people at Farmers Market in the Fairfax district about 15 years ago. He was like 83 years old. He said, "Hey, give me 3 hots and a cot. What are you going to do? Execute me?" So he had no money. He had no life. His wife died. He had no kids. And he was lonely. So he took his car and rammed it over a bunch of people and killed people at Farmers Market over there in La Brea. In Los Angeles about 15 years ago. He got a life sentence. He was 80-something, 85 or 6 years old then. He's dead now. So, I mean, people can kill people in all kinds of ways. It's not that hard to kill people, because we really are very fragile beings. We really are very fragile. When you start looking at Neanderthal man and woman, I mean, these were some tough dudes and tough chicks, but, you know, we really are fragile. Homo sapiens are very fragile. So the bottom line is you got to get rid of addiction, but it's really hard, because they get you with sugar and salt, then they get you sick, and they make life so sexy and sweet with big screen TVs and big beautiful sound systems and big beautiful cars, and so nobody goes out and plays anymore. Nobody goes anywhere. The kids end up being obese by the time they're 6. I have not, let me tell you, in America, in Los Angeles today, I have never seen so many fat kids out of shape that are obese in my lifetime. When I was growing up, man, there were no kids that were fat. There was Fat Michael. There was always one or two fat guys, but, you know, everybody's fat, man. I went past an elementary school in Los Angeles, moderately income area. I was showing some property to a client, and I looked over there and saw the little, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, right? And most of them were fat. Blew me away. I was just like, wow, dude. God, that's like, they should name that school Roly Poly. You know, seriously. I mean, or what the parents are. If these kids are fat, imagine what their parents look like. So, you know, it's like 300 pounds is like everybody's 300 pounds now. People get in on the elevator sometimes and they're just huge. It blows me away. Young men, young women, just big. You know, big is as big does, like Forrest Gump used to say, right? Stupid is as stupid does. But really? I mean, that's why fashion has changed. That's why big women outfits and big man outfits have become all the rage now. I'm sorry, I just can't go to a fashion show where the women are big. I know I just upset a whole bunch of people, but that wiggly wobbly stuff, I'm not into it. Thank you very much. If I want to do that, I'll go watch National Geographic and a walrus show. I mean, at least I can see walruses fight. That'd be interesting, but. You know, but this is why. You can only pick from the pool that you're in, right? Simple. You don't pick out of the pool you're not in, because you just don't. People don't. So our society's gotten big. My question is why has our society gotten so big? See, that's the question. Why has our society gotten so big? Well, it's gotten so big because it's been a perpetrated act against you. It's been an act against you. Marianne Lai is on with us. Thanks a lot, Marianne. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Hey, spread the word. We have over 97,000 new shares and likes every month on Facebook. We're trying to move in on Amazon Prime and Netflix. I'm going to be talking with them here in the next week or so. Finally, I got the show posting up a lot of stuff on the YouTube channel, a lot of videos, a lot of what do they call? A lot of information, lots of different shows. Because we want to take our show to a bigger spectrum, even though we're on 23 networks, social media networks, radio stations, and we want to get bigger, fast. We need your help to do that. So spread the word about the Jesse T Show. But nevertheless, look, we're fat because it's a perpetrated act against us. They've cut exercise out. I remember when you couldn't play dodgeball anymore because the politically correct yahoos, lunatics that are still here in California, you can see how crazy they are. I mean, it's unbelievable. They're letting pedophiles go. They're charging us all kinds of money. Our gas is like almost $4 a gallon. You cross the Nevada border, it's like only $2 a gallon to fix the streets. You know, and that money's going to go fixing the street. Caltrans, they want to charge us now a new tax for Caltrans, the most despicable, unorganized mafia in the United States of America for road repair. Caltrans, the worst, I'll tell you. It takes 7 guys to do one man's job. 6 guys standing around, 1 guy doing the job. I swear, it's unbelievable. And they always screw things up in the middle of the day. It's like they don't care. The reason why they have to have the CHP out there, because people get pissed off at them. That's why. But the point is, we're heavy because we're supposed to be heavy. Because when you're obese and you're overweight and you get gassed out when you run 100 feet down the road, and your heart is pounding, you feel your temples pounding with the blood pressure, and you can hardly gain your breath, and you might be throwing up your lunch, breakfast, or dinner. That's good because they like that, because you're going to have a heart attack or you're going to have cholesterol in your arteries, and they want you to have that. Yeah, so they can give you some pills and charge you insurance and lots of money. Money, 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 money. Right? That's what they want. That's what they get. And they charge you till you die, man. They take you from birth to the grave, and they get all your money. And that's what it's about. That's what Big Pharma does. So they create all these drugs. They teach doctors how to administer these drugs. So that's why when you go to the doctor says, he doesn't say, hey, why don't you eat these beets? They'll give you more energy. They'll make oxygen create in your cell structure, and you'll have more lasting oxygen. You know what the Neanderthals had over Homo sapiens? They had big fat noses, big square kind of round faces. They had big fat noses and big thick necks. And the reason why they had that is because their nostril cavity, the nasal cavity, was much bigger, and they had these big necks because their lungs were bigger than Homo sapiens, and their breathing chamber, their esophagus and their throat breathing chamber down their lungs was bigger. And the reason why, because they consumed more oxygen, because they had a very active lifestyle. They lived in the cold much more than Homo sapiens did. They had to run down their animals that they slaughtered or killed, and they were so they needed more energy, and natural energy comes from more oxygen. More oxygen you have, the more energy you have. That's why when you deplete yourself of oxygen, you can't do anything because you have no energy. A mixture of oxygen and good blood creates energy. It's like a nuclear bomb going off in you. So Neanderthal had these big giant noses and these flat faces because that cavity up here could suck in more oxygen. It's sort of like a turbocharger with a big sucking intake valve. That's why they put so much those intake valves on those fancy supercars, because they have to suck up that oxygen. And the more oxygen it has. So, they know that if they deplete you of oxygen, that you're just going to get sick. And so that's why Big Pharma creates doctors that give you pills, get you just well enough. Now you're going to get sick again, and then they come back and get you sick and give you pills and get you just well enough. Then you get sick again, you come back, get you sick. It's a vicious cycle. And then one day you end up in bed with tubes all over your body, like my friend Archie Bobus at 45 years old. He battled cancer for 10 years. Just a beautiful man. My Kung Fu brother, we learned Wing Chun together from Sifu Gary Lam in Monterey Park, the best Sifu Wing Chun guy you can ever have. Anyway, Archie Bobus, love him to death, man. He's been dead a while now. He wakes up one day, he's got bladder cancer. Then the bladder cancer he beats. Then it turns into urethra cancer. Then the urethra cancer he beats. Then it turns into kidney cancer. Then the kidney cancer he beats. Then it turns into colon rectal cancer. And the colon rectal cancer he beats. Then it turns into liver cancer, and they cut half his liver out, and he beats. Then it turns into lung cancer, and then he goes and then he has cancer through his whole body. 10-year fight, he's dead. He's not even 50 years old then. And each pill, I tell you about Archie, because each pill that he had to take was $10,000 a pill. $10,000 a pill. He worked for LAUSD. He had one of the finest insurances around, millions and millions and millions of dollars. He blew through that real fast. We had to liquidate his townhouse that I helped him get. We had to liquidate that townhouse so he could continue paying his bills. He ended up nothing, sitting in a bed couldn't even communicate, with a morphine drip on his finger. That he could regulate how much morphine. He couldn't talk anymore, and I didn't know he had gotten to that degree. The family kind of hid it from me, and then when they told me, I spent the last week of his life in the hospital with him, holding his hand and talking to my pal Archie Bobus. Love that guy. And but what I saw happen to him was just unbelievable. $10,000 a pill, 10,000 G's a pill. He had to take those pills 3 times a day. He'd take those pills 3 times a day for years. Are you kidding me? Yeah, right. So, see, that's what they want, and that's what they're going to get. So stop the sugar, stop the salt, start exercising, guys. Get off your big fat rear ends. Get out there, start moving that body. Start working those lungs, start getting that blood pressure going through your body, start sucking in good oxygen, drinking good water, and get in shape. Get in shape. Get in condition, because that's what it's all about. You're going to have a hard enough time anyway as you get older, because ailments are going to kick in because we all get older. But you got to get in shape. So much for my dissertation about that. Anyhow, I get on these little topics, and I sometimes think I'm rambling on, but hopefully you're getting something out of it, Got the ramble bamble of Jesse T and the Jesse T Show and the world according to Torero, and you're straight on the point. So, talk about the point. Look, we got this big caravan of Central Americans moving through Mexico. They've broken it up a little bit, but now the recent thing is Mexico has given what passes to come through their country. And right on, President Trump, put the military down there. Absolutely. Let's protect our borders from people who want to cross it. We are a sovereign nation with our own rules and laws, and they are not allowed in. Sorry, I don't care. Don't care. You're not allowed in our country. Let's see you go to Mexico or Canada. Let me tell you, you go there like this, you're going to get thrown in jail. They don't mess around. You don't get your head cut off, really. They're going to hold ransom of your family to get you out of jail, too. How do I know? Because I've had that happen. Not to my family, but to people I've done business with. So, look at who are they to preach to us? Nobody. All right? And so, though illegal, other than the criminal cartels, illegal people coming up from Mexico here has really gotten less. There's no lie about that. It has gotten less. But Central America is the one that's attacking us now. And guess what comes with Central America? How about this story in the news? 99 MS-13 gang members arrested, all entered U.S. as unaccompanied minors. Now, these guys are killers. These guys are just killers. That's what they are. These are killers that you don't even, they'll slit you, they'll torture you, they'll gut you, they'll burn your house down, they'll kill your kids in front of you, they'll kill your wife or husband, your mom, your dad. These guys are habitual, they're psychopath killers from El Salvador. They are horrendous. I mean, Pablo Escobar had to deal with these people when he was making his drugs in Colombia, and they're all part of the same crew. These guys are killers. Well, Pablo Escobar was a worse killer, but it's pretty crazy. And we don't know who they are, who they don't are when they bum rush the border. So we got to make sure our military is down there with the right to shoot, as far as I'm concerned. You shoot a few of them, they'll stop. Nearly 100 members of the notorious violent MS gang, Street Gang, were among the young immigrants admitted into the U.S. under the classification of unaccompanied minor during the past 11 months, according to recent government data. And that's the ones that they are able to find out about. A CNS News report, a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement study found 99 gang members had received the status, including nearly 2/3 who were also granted special immigrant juvenile status. The immigrants arrested were targeted as part of ICE's Operation Right on ICE. When are you people living in California going to finally figure out that the Democrats that run the assembly and the state senators and the governorship don't like you Americans? They don't like you, okay? They like illegals. They don't like you. When are you going to learn that? When are you going to learn that? Well, a lot of people are, and they're split in California. The population of people that are leaving California to follow businesses is astronomical. Something you don't get reported on. It's being replaced with low-life homeless people, gang members, illegal immigrants from all nations around the world. That's what our streets look like they look. It's one of the many reasons. But when you the government in the state of California, not just the county of Los Angeles and San Francisco and San Diego and Fresno and Sacramento and Bakersfield and San Jose, when are you guys going to learn that they don't like you? They don't like you, okay? You're an American. They don't like you. They like your money, and they're really good at getting it, but they don't like you. As of the most recent updates available, the operation has netted 475 arrests for federal immigration authorities. 99 individuals arrested during this operation crossed the border as unaccompanied minors, all of which were confirmed as MS-13 gang members. The gang members start at 6 and 7 years old. Okay? The agency went on, and you want to get rid of AR-15s? And guns, you want to make our gun laws tighter when you got these bad people like this? These people should be shot on sight. You're a gang member? Bang. Done. Simple. Simple. Eliminate them. I don't care. This is not your country to come and create mayhem and chaos and murdering. The agency went on to confirm that 64 individuals arrested during the operation obtained special immigrant juvenile status, SIJs are called, after entering the country, all of which were confirmed as MS-13 gang members, according to ICE. Receiving the additional designation provides them certain children who have been subject to state juvenile court proceedings related to abuse, neglect, abandonment, or a similar basis under state law, the ability to seek lawful permanent residence in the United States. People, when are you going to understand? The state of California doesn't care if you are killed. They let all those guys kill those illegal immigrants that run red lights, that are DUI, that shoot people in the street because they found a gun and they just decided to shoot it in public. When are you going to get it? When are you going to get it? The young black man who died here in Los Angeles on the way home, just 2 blocks away, a couple of MS-13 gang members walked up and shot him in the head and shot him 12 times on the ground. And he was a block away from his dad. Remember that story during the candidacy of Donald Trump? Probably one of the greatest presidents this country's ever had. When are you people going to get it? This guy's conducting business the way business should be conducted. Oh yeah, you got 1,000 people? Well, we're going to put the military down. That's it. You don't want to build the wall? National emergency. Military's going down there. Let's bring them down there. Yeah, finally, somebody doing something. Something. Anything. Except passing the buck like Obama and Clinton and Bush and Carter. Why doesn't Carter just go someplace, eat peanuts and get old and go meet God? Because, you know, he's like 90. Now have a happy life. Why is he out there going on TV talk shows talking about how bad the president is? Man, why don't you look in the mirror, President Carter? 21% interest rates? You couldn't even save some cats in Iran because your helicopters were inefficient because you allowed the military to go right into the sewer pit. People, you just don't remember anything. Governor Brown, he's a pothead. He and Linda Ronstadt used to, the first time around when he was in his 30s and as a governor back then, they had no furniture in the governor's mansion. They lay on the floor smoking pot. I think it affected his brain because he sure hates Americans. He just hates them. It blows me away. We already got enough crazies that come into this country. We don't need more, like that chick who decided to walk into YouTube and up in San Bruno and just shoot with her automatic pistol. And we find out that, you know, she was upset. She was upset at YouTube. The first reports that she had a boyfriend, no, but she was upset. She was upset. She got mad. She's Iranian. Thank you very much. Now, I'm not saying Persians are bad people. I'm not saying that. But I am telling you the truth. She's Iranian. She's Persian. And she's a chick. When are you people going to begin to understand that there are people that don't like you? How about the new bill that was just passed here in the state of California? They got a new bill. And this nincompoop, idiot, assbite, a bill would restrict police use of deadly force. Can you imagine? Oh, what are they supposed to do? Hit bad guys with what? Spaghetti needles? Spaghetti noodles? ACLU. This is the biggest criminal organization God ever created and put in man's mind. I wonder what the ACLU members will do when someone would jack up their house, jack their car, jack their daughter, take their daughter down the street for a cell phone like somebody tried to do with my daughter. I just happened to teach my daughter how to fight. And she knocked that black guy out, 6'2" black guy, man, and then chased him down the street. And the sheriff's caught up with him and arrested him. He did 3 or 4 years in jail. That's right. I'll tell you it was an African American because that's the truth. I'll tell you if it was a Latino or an Asian, but it was an African American. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's what happened to my daughter, running down the streets trying to get in shape for her soccer season. You know, she's a professional goalkeeper with the Chicago Red Stars, the NWSL. She's made it to the pinnacle, the top of the top. I'm just saying. This idiot, Shirley Weber of San Diego, says that law doesn't outlaw the use of lethal force by officers. It only requires them to shoot only when necessary and apply the same standards to all suspects regardless of race. Regardless of race. Duh! That's what they do. Wants to throw gasoline on the fire, and they know what pisses everybody off is when crime against African Americans is done. What about all the, you know, there's more crime against white people killing white people, than there are black people killing black people, or black people killing white people, or brown people killing white people, or brown people killing brown people, or white people killing brown people, or brown people killing red people, or red people killing green people, or green people killing pink people, or pink people killing black people, black people. I don't care what the rainbow colors are. There's more white on whites killing each other than any other group. We don't hear about that because it doesn't plaster it all over the headlines because they can't sell newspapers. I can't stand the media. George Soros. Can you believe this? There's a bill going around California right now. Can you believe that? To limit police. Why be a cop? I wouldn't be a cop. Would you be a cop? Would you be a cop? I wouldn't be a cop. You couldn't make me be a cop if you wanted. If you gave me $1 million a month, I wouldn't be a cop. You kidding me? You can't even defend your own life, right? Unbelievable. When are you people going to finally realize California hates you? They just want your money. Governor Brown just wants your freaking money. Okay? That's the bottom line. MS-13 gang member pleads guilty to catfishing. Murder of a boy, 15, in Massachusetts. A member of the MS-13 gang pleaded guilty to the 2015 killing of a teenage boy who was lured on a date before being brutally murdered by an MS-13 gang member who came here illegally. Another illegal alien. You telling me? Thank you very much. If you don't believe that the bad guys are coming across the border, I don't know what world you're living in. And if you can't tell the bad guys from the good guys, then you don't let nobody in. It's really that simple. If you can't tell the good guys from the bad guys, you don't let anybody in. Carlos Mallara in Massachusetts. You think they're only in California? Don't let anybody in. I'm sorry. Lock the borders down. If we can't figure out who's good and who's bad, then more 15-year-olds are going to get killed by MS-13 gang members and drug cartel members. The El Salvador native who was in the county illegally was one of the 61 named in a fifth superseding indictment targeting the criminal activities of alleged leaders, members, and associates of MS-13. They participated in the September 7, 2015 killing of a 15-year-old boy on the Constitution Beach in eastern Boston. The defendants targeted the victim in a catfishing scheme in which they used a fake Facebook account to trick the victim into thinking he was talking to a girl. In reality, the Facebook account was being controlled by MS-13 members to lure in the suspected gang rivals so that the gang could murder them. The U.S. Attorney General said the name of the victim was not released. On the day of the murder, Malaria picked up the victim on a scooter pretending to be a friend of the girl that the victim was planning to meet for a date. The attorney's office said Malaria drove the victim to Constitution Beach where the other MS-13 members were waiting to kill him. Malaria and other MS-13 members took turns attacking and stabbing the victim to death. What if that was your kid? Would your tune change about guns? And if it didn't, then you aren't too good of a parent. I'll tell you something, if that ever happened to my children, I'm killing every MS-13 member I can for the rest of my freaking days. I'll go to El Salvador and kill them all. Let God figure out my epitaph. If I go to hell, then I'll kill them in hell all over again for eternity. That's just how I feel. Thank you very much. This stupid MS-13 had 4 machetes. He had 4 handguns. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 handguns, 4 machetes. Unbelievable. And now you have the Pope. He's just a poop. The Pope is just a big giant of turd poop. Pope Francis says no in an interview that could change Catholicism forever. Does hell exist? Pope Francis, a Jesuit, and I've talked about the Jesuits. The Jesuits come from the Dark Pope in 1541, when the Pope was mad at the Protestant Reformation, and he had to get rid of all the Christians because they believed they could go to God by faith, not by paying the Vatican money. It was basically money, taxes. Okay. And so they created at the Council of Trent in 1541 12 warriors. They named the Jesuits. Okay, and they put one guy in charge. All you people send your kids to some school named Loyola, and it's Catholic. What you're sending your kids to, and you don't even know it, you're sending your kids to a school that was named after a torturous, murderous piece of low-life garbage. He was given the right by the Vatican, the white Pope, the power of death and torture if they didn't collect the taxes, the property, the money. Yeah. And this Pope comes from that order, the order of the Jesuits, the largest, most evil, disgusting order ever. And so this dark Pope, Loyola, he goes into a cave. And in his cave, in his own writings that the Vatican has, in his cave, he has dreams of serpents and snakes, devilish snakes. That's why when you look at the Pope's headdress, it's got snakes on it. You honor a guy who's got snakes on his head? That's why the medical thing has snakes on that staff. Evil. Come on, guys. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to wake up? When is Chicago going to let people arm themselves so they can protect their families? And there's already 3,000 murders in Chicago. London, safest city in the world, they got a Muslim mayor. This guy's an idiot. Okay? Since they've been doing all these mosques in London, they got infiltrated with all these crazy Muslims. Up 19% violent crime. Sex offenses up 19%. Knife crime up 26% because they don't have guns in London. 36% stalking and harassment. 11% theft and burglaries. 64% grooming of children. That's sex with kids. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know what to tell you. Open carry's got to be made legal. In Ohio, they don't even need a permit. Crime is going down. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, look at, how about this? Before there was Stormy Daniels, I mean, this guy, this low-life cretin Anderson, yeah, I mean, it was just like watching a porno show. You got some whore, and you got some low-life cretin Anderson who's got an agenda backed up by George Soros, asking personal questions. Well, what did he do this? Did he wear underwear, boxers, or short underwear, or tidy whities? Did he have socks on? Did he bend over? Did you see his genitalia? Did he ask you out for a date? Did he buy you a steak? Did he slap you with tampons? I mean, Jesus Christ! Really? Well, let's go back a little bit. There was a Stormy Daniels. There was a Stormy before Stormy Daniels. How about 1962? Right? Marilyn Monroe and JFK and all the concubines of JFK, because they were just concubines. How about 1964? Bobby Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe. How about Bobby and JFK doing Marilyn Monroe at the same time? Yes, that's the truth. How about 1969? Chappaquiddick, Ted Kennedy becomes a revered statesman of the Democratic Party. Senator Ted Kennedy, yes, he ran for president. He killed a woman, drunk, because he was an alcoholic, a degenerate, off the bridge. Chappaquiddick, Mary Jo Kopetnick. She drowned. He could have saved her. She drowned in the freaking car. There's a movie out about that. They're going to tell lies, I'm sure. Then he goes home. He didn't even tell anybody. They found it out. They had to backtrack him. It's disgusting. Deviant perverts. How about 1998? Oh, President Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, 19 years office. Ring around my wee-wee, ring around my wee-wee, ring around my wee-wee in the Oval Office. And how many other girls? One filed a lawsuit. He got disbarred. And you don't think Hillary knew about it? Please. Please. Let me tell you something. When you're married, your woman knows everything. You may think she doesn't, unless she's like retarded or something. Yeah, I use the word retarded. So what? Get some thick skin. Political correctness. I hated it when it started. I fought it my whole life. What about in 2008? That stupid idiot senator. Can't remember his name. He got himself in trouble too, and the Republicans are just as bad. Oh, they all happen to be Democrats, so right? Come on, guys. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to wake up to understand they don't like you? You're an American. They don't care about you. When are you going to get it? When are you going to get it? Well, I'll tell you something. If you don't get it soon, people, you ain't ever going to have a chance to get it. Because we're moving quickly into a world that is not the world that you could have ever imagined when you were a kid. How about Paul Ryan, another scumbag? Before the banking crisis, he just happened to liquidate all his stock in one of the banks just before he announced the banking crisis in 2008. Gee. The Jesse T Show, saying it like it is. The world according to Torero. Straight on the point. What can I tell you? I'm drinking my drink, alkaline water, mint and cucumber. Tomorrow, David Shark Freilich. We're going to be talking one-on-one with David Shark Freilich in the studio. Then Patrick Kilpatrick on Tuesday. And then maybe a very special guest, Doris Mulgado, going to be checking in on Thursday. And next week on Wednesday, a new show called Man on the Street. At least that's a working idea. Dan the Man and I are going to get out in the street and get ourselves in trouble for you to watch. Hey, the Brown Beauty's off duty. Check it out on YouTube and Facebook right now. See ya!